Hi guys, my name is Abaasa. I'm a music producer and I'm going to take you through the Feediback and Bampita mashup.
Lava yo, let's go. Anabagamba, nabagamba ntino, bakini, baby I'm back and I'm packing it.
The day was interesting. I think the day that we recorded the song, Malcolm has a lot of energy. It's a very interesting character, and we had never worked before. We have been around each other, and I think maybe about like 2016 we were supposed to work together on something in other capacities because he does so many other things. But that day was interesting because we got to hang out, we got to talk a bit, and just find out what exactly he was looking for the sound for his song, and it was very interesting, unique, and yeah, I mean, it was a fun time. I enjoy working with him. Yeah, Malcolm had the idea of doing a sort of Bruno Mars, I think it was Anderson .Paak type live sounding song. So I honestly didn't know what to do. But I'll just start with the drums because that's the beginning. And so it's more like R&B, really trying to make it very 90s R&B. That's the kit that we're using. We're using an 808 kit. I think one of the main things about this part is the vocals. So we did a bunch of vocals. We have, this is what they're doing on their own. Okay, and what we do is we add them up to a side chain, and so it will kind of sound something like this. And with the drums, that's what we have.
Hey, this giddy. Nabagamba ntino.
Okay, so that's basically where we start from. So I'm not really a hip hop producer, and I know thatmalcolmguy as an artist, not that he just does solely rap, but he is leaning a lot towards hip hop. So I guess it was a challenge in that regard for me, just to find out how my experiences are going to fit in with what exactly he usually does and what he was looking for, what the Xpressions team was looking for. Sonically, it was, I think there's a section on I don't want to call it grime. It's like a weird genre, and so I worked together with another producer here called Isaac, who helped out with the drums and worked in that section. The beginning part was a bit more up my alley, so I made it sort of R&B or a bit more smooth because the original Feedback. So I've watched the Feedback video, and it's so epic. It's like in reverse. It's really trippy. And so trying to figure out what elements from that song can be made into a version that's a bit more chilled out, that's a bit more expressions, and something that you can also be able to perform live and perform with a singer. So I guess those were like the dynamics I was thinking about when we were working sonically. So the verse is kind of like bakini na 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 so from there we had to put in the breaks because that was an integral part of the Bruno Mars song, was just how like they would just like have these trumpets that just and yeah, so I'll just play that section and what we had going on for that. So from the verse, some of the things that I see about Malcolm as an artist or as a creative, that helped inform the track. Were that he's very dynamic. He has so many layers to his artistry, not just a singer. He also directs movies as well, writes movies, did his music video. So essentially, my mindset is I'm working with someone who has a lot of knowledge and knows what they want. And so my job in that is just to facilitate what it is he wants to create. So there was a song, I think it's by Bruno Mars. It's like Bruno Mars and I think Anderson .Paak or Jameson, whatever, one of those guys. And that's what he wanted it to sound like. So he wanted it to have like a lot of trumpets. He wanted it to sound like something that you could play with a band. So I could tell from the start that he knew what direction he was going for, and he was like very he's easy to work with, so he wasn't very strict about that. So I could have some leeway to change a couple of things from his idea. And so mid of that section, we kind of got a little bit more hip hop, but we still kept in the whole brass and having a couple of abrupt breaks to give it that live feel, or something that you could be able to sing or play live. In the recording, we had Patricia, a very talented vocalist, who did the backup vocals, and you'll hear a little bit of what she does.
Nabagamba, Nabagamba, backini, baby, I'm back and I'm packing it. Back in my bag is a backini. Buff it up, no longer snacking it. Far valley, car valley, popping it. Soko city, say border, we're rapping it. Overtaking it, overlapping it. Can't stop it, won't stopping it. Bad boy, yeah, Abaasa sakata. Oh, muziki, ne mugu matira.
Alright, that was the first section. And then once we go into Bampita, we were just doing a verse from there. So pretty much all we needed was to keep it plain enough, but then also referencing what we had started with earlier.
Bampita, 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 Bampita.
So the drums still remain the same. We just have a change in the chords where we're going from that is going down the scale, and it gave us the like more gospel R&B type feel. So it's the first chord. Then we ended it with, and then at the end of that section just kind of gives us enough tension such that when we go into the release where he's just rapping with drums alone, it sounded way cooler. So I'll just play you with the vocals in that section. Right, so the next section, we just have drums entirely, and this is actually mostly where the beat starts from, or started from. It's just like an African groove, really. But it still has hip hop as the roots from which we are moving.
Disclaim that Bampita, 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 Bampita.
Right, and then at the end, finally, we have the original beat. So we didn't use the original beat, we kind of remade it. And I'm going to show you everything minus the bass. So these are the drums. This is exactly how the original beat was. You just remade it. Yes, so I'm going to go through that with the bass and the chords. Back to the original key. Yeah, we didn't really change much from it.
Baby, I'm back and I'm back in my bag, it's a can't stop in it, won't stop in it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this beat. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves working on it, and I hope you guys enjoy the song as well. Malcolm's delivery for the new beat was slightly different. It had it was a lot more chilled out than the original versions. A lot more singing, something that he was very trippy about. And his delivery was good, both in the studio and also on stage. He definitely brought the energy that he has as a creative, and from his soul. Not to be too metaphysical, but yeah, he brought everything, and he was able to fit in the beat and not so much. There are times when you'll have a song that's slightly different from what people usually perform, and they still bring that same energy. He was able to readjust himself to see how he did. Bampita, 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 Bampita.